Hey everyone, how's it going? I got another tutorial video for you today. This one is going to be a follow-up to the last one I did, which was the startup tutorial for the Tomcat from the front seat. This one is going to be the startup tutorial for the RIO. It's pretty easy. It's basically you're just putting in coordinates. All I've done is I've gone ahead and started up the Tomcat, and I had Jester be inactivated so that he didn't do anything. Just so I could get in here and I could do the startup myself. So first thing we're going to do, oxygen on, so you don't forget that, that's important. If you have a lantern pod, come over to this knob here, right click it twice, set that to pod for the power, and click video over to FLIR. We can turn our IR/TV to standby, our weapon control systems transmits to our radar power switch essentially to standby. We can uncage or standby ADI. We can zero our altimeter. I'm sorry, I know I'm going through these quickly. It's not that important. I'm just want to get through them. We'll set this to standby. Turn our audio on. Turn power for our RWR. And countermeasures, we can turn those on. For our data link, we can set this to norm, and we'll leave this on TAC. If you are on a carrier, this is important. I will talk about this briefly. What you will do for the alignment is if you open your kneeboard, you press K or right shift K. You will, and scroll through those pages, you will find the data link for the carrier. And you will input that here, and then you will set this to, I think that stands for carrier INS. You will set that to that, and then you will set this switch over to CVA, and it will basically do the alignment for you and calculate based on the ship's position and movement. We are on the ground, as you can see, so we're not going to be doing that. We'll just leave it on TAC, and we don't have anything in the air to use data link for, so we'll kind of disregard that. But anyway, first thing we'll do, we'll set this to nav over here, and then we will set this, the nav mode, to ground. Right shift K, open our kneeboard pages. First thing we'll do, latitude. So we'll press lat here, northing 25014. Press enter. You can see that's entered here. Then what we will do is longitude, easting 055229. Enter. You can see that's been entered. Now we will do our altitude. So we will click alt for altitude plus 195. Enter. You can see that's been entered there. And now for our magnetic variation, we will come down here with this says magvar. Press the button next to that so you get that green arrow pointing to it. Then you will click the button 8, which is heading, and then positive 21, enter. And you can see that's been entered there. So now you can see that this caret is moving along here, and eventually it will get to the end here, and then I will show you what to do then. But that's pretty much it, to be honest. Any of the things we'll be waiting for this to warm up so then we can get that to work. Something I mentioned in my last video that I was incorrect about, I said in the front seat that, oh, you also want to turn this switch on for give the data link power. I said there's one switch up there. I'll just show you. I'll probably say this when I'm editing in that video. This, the ANARA63, which I said was, I think it's the data link. I was wrong. It is the automatic carrier landing system, so you don't have to turn that on in the startup if you're not going to be doing that. But I'll probably say something in my other video when I'm editing to correct you in that. But anyway, so we have this here. We have the caret has reached the end, and it is now a diamond with a dot in it. So we know our alignment is done. So our nav mode we will now set here to INS. And now our radar should work, so we can turn that on if we need to, or when we need to, but I'll keep it off on the ground so we're not frying the ground crew. That's about it. You know, you got your ejection seat here, injection seat up front too. That's the last thing that you probably do just shortly before you take off. But yeah, relatively straightforward, just inputting coordinates. Definitely useful if you want to do a more realistic multi-crew to get it started up. But anyway, hopefully you found this helpful and informative. If you want to consider subscribing, I would greatly appreciate that. Leave a like as well. Let me know what you thought of the video. Any comments that are constructive, helpful, any questions, any suggestions for requests for future videos. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you have a good one.